some copyright infringements going on there. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Monday Morning Papers presented by those guys from Wichita. Today is February 10th, 2020, the year of Kobe. In-house joining me this week, full staff back on and ready to go. You know him with the weird and the wild, and really off the wall, it's Skin Man.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Sitting to his left, my right, straight in front of you, deep in your hearts. He's here with games, tech, sci-fi, Wi-Fi, and anime, and now Uber. It's Uber Andy. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Me, myself, I try to dabble in sports, politics, world news, and weird extra long lists that nobody needs to know. I'm Coach Casey.
A top 100?
Yeah, top 100 Band-Aids found around the world.
Yes.
Coming to you
Yes.
soon. Top 100 flavors of chewing gum. One I've been actually compiling myself. Can you believe it? They don't have a top 100 chewing gum list. I mean, frustrates me. Thanks for joining us. If you're listening on Mixlr Live. If you're watching on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. I don't know. I mean, we could be on NBC for right now. I mean, we could be all kinds of places. We hit go and we go. I mean, I think we actually own a news station in Beijing. It's a very small one,
but even pirated then.
But even very small, we get like I think 200,000 to 300,000 people an episode, so it works out really well.
They just tune in on accident.
Well, yeah, and they listen like they don't know what they're saying. They're looking for translation, and then they get it, and then they're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
So to you, hello or ciao or
no idea.
I don't know either. So none of that.
You just said something horrible about their
I'm
dog.
sure I offended the hell out of it. I'm so sorry to everybody. On the docket tonight, I have, you go right past it. You roll past offense to what's next. I do have a round of my favorite game. I want to call it the world's favorite game. We only played it once, so I don't know, but Mary, Barry, Carrie. It's everybody's version of who would you marry, whatever you always do with each other's wives. Would you fuck, kill, or marry, or whatever it is?
Right.
So we just adapted that, and we don't have to have sex with any of them unless we want to. I was reading a story earlier, and it was, kind of what I wanted to lead the show off with, and it's actually the lowest rating, I think ever. It keeps going down for the Oscars. And they say, why would you lead off with, low ratings on the Oscars? Are you trying to help them out? No. To me, that was the most uplifting story I could find today, because that tells me that truly people are giving a shit about something else that, of course, It's something stupid. It was something political they were getting mad about. They spent their time on Facebook instead of watching the Oscars. So maybe I'm wrong in my thinking, but I'm looking at it from the, the glass half full. I'm looking at it like people decided, who gives a shit? I watch their movies. I don't care what fucking awards I mean, why don't I already watching famous people that are famous dress up and get awards for being famously famous? Like, okay, right?
Yeah, that sounds almost like.
Did you watch the Oscars?
Oh, hell no.
I wish, only part I wish I always got Eminem.
Because first of all, it has commercials.
Yeah, and you don't do commercials.
Second of all, it's filled with a bunch of people I could give less than a shit about.
Yeah, there may be one or two or three people there I care about because of their movies. Or I don't care about, but I like movies they've done. But the only thing I wish is I had an Eminem alert. Like you have sports alerts for like my shockers who've been sucking lately, or
just wait 10 years. They're gonna make another actor that's just gonna act just
exactly.
like him.
But like Eminem did a performance live last night,
right? And that was regurgitated from Elvis.
Yes, but I would have been okay with getting the update and watching that live, so I had to take. I did rewatch a little bit today, but it's not the same.
Right.
It's better live always, right? Of course, I guess to live you have to be there, so that wouldn't have mattered.
That way you get the wardrobe malfunctions.
So I could read about that, but that was
lazy
all.
Nipple off the witch's tit.
In my politics take, Buttigieg is surging in the early states.
I'm sorry, what?
Buttigieg, Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete is what we'll call him in political spectrum. I do. Hold on, I do sports, politics, world news, and longs lists.
Right.
So we'll get to weird, wild, and off the wall soon.
So is this some kind of voodoo religion?
No, Mayor Pete Buttigieg is his name.
Buttigieg.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a gay mayor, the gay mayor of South Bend, Indiana,
Well, that is fabulous.
who just won Iowa. Technically, Sanders is kind of contesting. The two tied, really. I think Sanders got more votes, but Buttigieg got more caucuses.
I
So,
bet he did.
um, and now he's taken the early lead in New Hampshire, which is kind of going on now. That's the big next state for, we're getting. It's been.
So he's speed walking.
Yeah,
not really running.
So he's kind of the new, and I don't want to hurt his chances because so far he seems to have a good, somewhat decent message, and we need somebody. But it's hard. A small town gay mayor is going to be very hard. Trump's going to kind of walk on that one.
Oh,
but
hopes and prayers.
But the Democrats, like the establishment side, is pushing for him at this point because Biden's kind of fell off the map because what everybody thought the impeachment was going to hurt Trump. The only person it hurt was Biden because every day Trump's name was brought in, they were able to work Biden's name in because the whole reason he was doing this was to get dirt on Biden, whose son was So all that did was hurt him because he was crushing everybody 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and then all of a sudden a month ago, he just fell off the face of the earth. And then right at the time, all this is getting big. So, and then the other side, my take on politics, and then I'm pretty much done unless I stumble across a story, is Sanders is the opposite side freaking the norm out because the establishment's pushing Buttigieg because they don't want to be tied to this democratic socialism. So then you have Sanders who's surging again, which I think 4 years ago against Hillary was doing the same thing, came on out of nowhere, this crazy old Larry David looking son of a bitch, promising everything free, but listening to people and like truly doing the first thing, whether you believe in his message or not. And seems to give a shit about like the 100,000 or the 15,000 or the 5,000 people that are truly in front of him, not talking about his record and how he can do this and blah, 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 like saying, you deserve this, we should have this. And whether you believe it or not, it resonates. It's kind of the same thing Trump did when he got people addicted to him, was telling people, you deserve this, you're better than this, all your life you haven't been given this, you should get this. And they went from two different ways. So that's what's going on now, and that's freaking out like the normal donors and the normal establishment Democrats because they don't want to be tied to all these countries that have experimented with socialism and not succeeded very well.
Well, socialism doesn't work.
No.
It never has.
No. But I don't know if democratic socialism is different than socialism.
It's just a word. That's just a word.
The good thing is you can't flip can't flip even in 8 years.
Good.
The good thing is even in 8 years you cannot turn our society to a socialist society because it can't happen that quick because we're too entrenched and established in what we are. So even if he were to last 8 years and were to win, there's no way that we turn to Venezuela or one of these countries because it can't. We have establishments that are set up that are on terms.
Does Venezuela still have an airport?
Yeah, but I think it's
Are you
bombed.
sure?
I think it's bombed. It's there technically.
Or did they sell the concrete from the runway?
They might have. So again, I get why that's.
If they do if they change it to the new good socialism, a lot of people might get on board with that because it's
no, we just call it
new and it's
democratic.
good.
We just call it democratic. Well, I think even the fact that
it's
he's
the new good socialists.
What I say is the fact that even he's been in politics as long as he has and had the same message, been in a position where he's been to, if he wanted to turn Vermont socialist, he's been there long enough. He could have
Get a robe.
Well, he could. I mean, but that's not truly what he believes. I mean, I don't. I think he knows what money has to go where. I think he knows the art of right now telling people what they want to hear. I mean, he's a.
Of course. While he rides around in his big SUV with a.
Oh, you seen the same
half a dozen
post
others
that
and a private jet.
you seen the same.
Yeah.
He flies.
I'm just saying, the dude's got 4 fucking mansions, and drives around in a fucking
I seen him interview him outside of 2 of his
supercar.
houses. They don't seem like mansions. They seem like $250,000, $300,000 houses. I mean,
If it's a double wide, it's a mansion.
okay, that's true. I don't think he quite lives like that, but I also agree with. I mean, I've never been mad at somebody that is well-to-do.
I'm not mad.
I'm
just
mad
saying
at the
you,
You're
well-to-do.
you
talking a
can't.
2-story double wide?
But I'm talking
I have no
about.
idea.
I have been mad at well-to-do and not paying their part. You know what I mean? Or if
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't go around preaching that and
I
have
also
these-
seen quite a few. And again, I
have
don't.
these things.
I don't know
and
where I stand right now
expect
because I'm.
someone that has any semblance of
I don't know where I
like,
stand, but I see him. I've seen him flying
know,
like coach.
what side of the coin do you fall on?
I seen him
'Cause
flying
I hear
to.
you saying one thing.
He don't use hair products. You can tell he gets cheap haircuts. His clothes are definitely not expensive suits he wears. Not
But
tailored.
all politicians, they're
I know.
they're
They're all that
literally
way.
King Candy from fucking Wreck-It Ralph. Have some candy.
Yeah. Well,
Throwing shit around.
when is it? Yeah, that's why I said. When has that been any different?
I'm just saying. I don't like any of them. They
I
all
don't
lie.
either. I don't know. Can we vote for the? I would have voted for The Rock. There was like a rumor he was going to run what about a Rock Oprah ticket? You get a car. You get a car. You got to lift to get that car. Got to work harder. Because The Rock said so.
That's straight out of the script of Idiocracy.
The Rock and Oprah.
Yeah, in
Pretty much.
in politics.
Pretty much.
Is it?
Come on,
Yeah.
Jackson.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, a Democratic TV star who blah 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 can go back, failed businesses, whatever, is now the Republican conservative leader of the world.
Mountain Dew
Is anything unplausible right now?
helps it grow.
Is The Rock? I mean, Gatorade's better. Gatorade for your yard grows better.
It is Gatorade, isn't it?
With
Mhm.
Brondo.
Yeah, Gatorade.
Rondo?
For a little fertilizer, a little Gatorade, your
Got
grass will grow.
electrolytes.
A lot of electrolytes.
It's what plants crave.
This is why we don't normally talk politics. So, and then I did have a pretty interesting story. A native burial site in Arizona was blown up to make room for the border wall, and apparently they didn't.
Blown up?
Yeah, they're like dynamiting the area to get like all the rock and crap out of the area that's dug in there to dig their wall in and do this. And they didn't contact the tribe. They contacted like the landowner. And the landowner said, I mean, as long as there's no native burial sites on the land, I don't care. Happened to be a couple native burial sites. And
So how would they know?
well, I think as like the skulls started like blowing out of the ground.
Well, yeah, it was like, we're gonna mark this grave with a rock. And it looks
authorities
the same as that
confirmed-
rock over there, and nobody's under that rock.
Authorities confirmed that controlled blasting has begun in Oregon Pipe Cactus National Monument, something nature reserve. A Democratic congressman called the destruction sacrilegious. The government failed to consult the Tohono Nation, he said. Environmental groups also warn of aim of the project was to construct a 30-foot tall steel barrier that runs for the 43 miles of the national park land. Yeah. The United Nations designated Oregon Pipe as an international biosphere reserve in 1976, calling it a pristine example of an intact Saurian desert ecoscape or ecosystem. The chairman of the House Committee on Natural Resources represents a district that encompasses the area which shares 400 miles of border with Mexico. I don't know. Now I feel like this is just something trying to get us to go there. Remember when Trump threatened to blow up Iran? Looks like, closer to home. The area contains artifacts dating back to 10,000 years old. So I think it's just more making people mad. I just thought it was funny that I just picture like they're, hey, what's there? It's just a whole bunch of rocks through there, and they blow it up. It's like skulls, and you got two ideas. Like if there's no feathers or no like artifacts falling, of course, like teapots and shit. You're like, okay, Indians, or original,
Because they were all about the teapots.
or claymations, whatever they made, clay sculptures and
Wallace and
bowls,
Gromit, got it.
bowls and
Yeah.
cacti head and
Yeah.
like fish buried
like a
with
Primus
corn.
video with the claymations.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then I think if you find like, or arrowheads, I picture arrowheads just shooting everywhere. Like a skull goes rolling up and an arrowhead shoots in the ground by a guy's foot. Like another native burial ground. Whoops.
What's the little blue rocks?
I don't know. You shoot them when you go out shooting with your family. Blue
no,
rock.
like the. Was it not?
Agawagwa.
Not
Agua.
sapphire.
Agawagwa.
Turquoise.
Turquoise. Yeah. If that
Yeah.
comes flying out, you got native burial site. But if it's just bones and then like I don't know what you would find. I'm just thinking of like Mexicans getting, buried up there by people. I mean, I'm not saying in a good way, but if it's like that with like dogs and stuff, a pack just got caught by a crazy, or something. I don't know how you determine. How do you carbon date? But I'm not an archaeologist. I can't if we were out back and we were digging, say, a volleyball pit, or whatever, and we ran into bones, I couldn't tell you if they were Indian or
Ditch people.
Dating back.
Well, it's hard to tell the difference between ditch people bones and cow bones.
Well, yeah, these ditch people have been dating
they're
back.
dense.
Yeah, and they date back. They're migrants of the area dating back at least 2,000 years.
Right.
So they were the original Aboriginal. So this used to be an island in the 2,000 years ago.
Okay. So they were a Wichita original.
Even though this ditch right here wouldn't have been there, it was only been there like 25 years. They migrated off the original ditch, which we call the Arkansas.
Is that the Wichita?
The Wichita tribe.
Wichita
yes.
Island.
Mm-hmm. Wichita Island of the Wichita Ditch people.
Yes.
You said you had a
lot of guar. A lot of guar coming from the speakers out there.
Oh, I did have a panic mode tonight. I was I got a update happened on my phone, so my phone's going dead constantly, and I tried to erase some stuff, and I erased all of my texts. And I know to a lot of normal people are like, that's not a big deal. I don't even know how I'm going to call my Christmas light people. I don't save anybody's number. I just save it by something we've talked about, and then I go search my phone for, Christmas lights on Elm, and then it'll say, hey, I live on Elm Street, and then I'll can date it back. Okay, this is so and so. Half my Christmas light people, I don't even know their names. I just know their street, So I'll figure it out. But
well, they'll give you a call next year.
Maybe I reach out to a lot of them. I mean, but just me and you've had funny conversations. Like I just like to scroll. Like sometimes I'm laying in bed and I'll scroll back to that time Skin Man, told me about how cold he was the night he jumped in my pool and then slept on the trampoline. And
no, that was a nice night.
And now we just have to talk about that. Now I
Right.
can't go back at 2 a.m. and look at the texts, or I don't know.
Wasn't any mosquitoes out that night. It was nice.
I think there was. I just think they left you alone that night. I think they were scared of you.
Well, I think they just died of alcohol.
Yeah, as soon as they got close to you.
It was like zzz.
During the intro, I did bring up that Andy's an Uber driver now.
Yes.
He informed me of that before the show, and then he told me about all 9 of his fares that he's had so far, which include 4 Uber Eats, 8 fares. So 4 fares, 4 Uber Eats, correct?
Yeah.
He's been doing it 2
That's
days,
fair.
technically.
Yeah.
So please, Uber.
So 8 in 2 days.
Well, technically, he had one.
You're a busy guy.
He only did 1 today, and he had 7 on Saturday.
Right.
So Saturday was a decent day.
More or
Not
less.
great. $26 or so.
40.
$40 for technically how much time did you actually work?
No, not very long, but I was out for about 6 hours.
And you made how much gas? What? Because your car makes gas still, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, about a half tank.
You lost about half a tank.
No, made.
Well, I know, but
Yeah. No. No, it's fine.
It's not a bad deal. I've been thinking about doing. My goal, obviously, I'm a Vegas guy, so this has been my
Right.
my dream since our first trip in the new world, but right before the year I went with you guys. Your second year in Vegas.
Right.
My first year, I went like a month before for my brother's whatever birthday,
Right.
and from that time on, that has been my dream to be an Uber driver in Vegas.
Right.
Horrible dream, I get it. I have no ambition in life. I mean,
Like the older guy with the minivan. I can't think of his name, but he's there honking on the horn because somebody has their signal on to turn right, and all they have to do is just wait for it to be clear and turn right on red.
the great
But
thing.
he had said something about, it's like, what are you waiting for? Do you have to ask permission from your grandfather to make a right turn?
Those are my favorite. The ones that get mad and don't cuss and don't do. Have you
And
ever?
you could say that in front of anybody. You could say that in front of grandparents and children in the same room,
Neither of you guys have
and it's still funny.
ever ridden with me. Like long, you've never, but you've heard my journeys of the road.
We went out to Cheney.
Okay, that's true. That was a pretty chill day, and we were on side roads and not in a hurry, and that we were reliving memories that day. I think a lot of people that have rode with me and know how I drive know I would be, if you want to get where you're going and you want efficiency and you want a guy that is going to get your fucking bags in the car, get you in the car, and be pissed if you're taking too much time doing all those things, but then get you to your destination faster than you imagined possible. I'm your guy.
With whiplash.
A little bit. Seatbelts on, hold, sit back, tense up when you ride with me, and you're fine. Ride
Snidely
tense.
whiplash.
Ride tense, and you're fine. Don't ride loose like you're fucking comfortable. You're just going. No. Wrecks can happen. Things can happen. Slamming on your brakes can happen. No, but if you want that, but you want a guy. One time you ride with him, you're gonna have the greatest time of your life. Joke telling, great mood. One time he don't even want to fucking hear you breathe, and it's gonna annoy him if you breathe. I would be your ultimate Uber guy.
I thought about doing Uber or Lyft or something like that, and then I was reminded of my absolute disdain for society. So it's like that probably wouldn't work in my favor.
Yeah, but I've later in life, as much as I dislike people, I've became a people watcher. I love, that's part of the reason I
Well,
enjoy.
it's great to make fun of them when they're doing stupid shit.
That's why I said I love going out to Vegas. I enjoy the people watching out there. So I think even doing that here Saturday nights, Andy's freaked out about people puking in his ride. That's all planned out. You get the little rubber floor mat liners, cover the seat in plastic. You can cover, and only for that shift from.
Looks like a Gallagher concert.
Yeah, but from eight to whatever time anybody expects it. Anybody that does or gets in there, if it is clean but has that, respects you for saying, you know what, I can get hammered drunk in this guy's car and puke, and he's just dumping that thing out. You have a trash can in there ready to go. I mean, you cover your bases, but you'll have to do that Friday and Saturday nights late.
Stay behind the shower curtain, you sons of bitches.
I think it becomes a rotation at 7 o'clock on Friday night, 8 o'clock.
Oh my god. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Because guys get off work at 3:30 and 4.
Well, if there's a party bus involved, yeah, I
You
didn't
pull off
remember
over
a
to the
damn
s-
thing by 7:30.
You pull it off over to the side. You got two little shades on each back window. They come down and make the back windows a little more tinted.
Just pull the curtain.
Exactly. You've got your little plastic sheet. That thing goes over the back seat. Two big plastic like the big deep floor mats that you could fill up, like you can get a gallon of water and puke whatever.
Gallon of watermelon for the sledge-o-matic.
Put that in the floor mats, and you
Yep.
got the trash can in the middle. Just you wedge in between the little seat and
Big old cake pan.
you're ready. That's Saturday night mode. Even you do got to do it on Friday, obviously, but you call it Saturday night mode.
Even though it's Tuesday.
Well, if you're doing the downtown shift, whatever. It's a mode,
The downtown shift. That sounds pretty damn shifty.
I think he could get a lot of stories out of this because he's not a major talker, but he'll
Right.
get to hear all kinds of stories. Like at some points, like two girls are going to be back there just talking about finger banging each other at the bar, and they're just going to pretend like he's not even there. He's just driving, and he's just driving, and he's going to have so many stories.
So what kind of prep work did you do to the car before the Uber
vacuumed
spectacular?
it with the blower?
Well, I cleaned all my junk and trash out of it, but then because of the, chocolate coffee crap that my wife spilled in it and everything. I had
And
I had
what
Joe
was that
Car-
called?
Oh, I just called it Mocha Choco bullshit.
Mocha Choco, but with wine,
So.
with red wine.
with red, coffee and red wine.
No. Anyway, no, I had Joe's car wash clean it, so
Let Joe do it.
so they could
Now, hold on
shampoo
a
and
second.
vacuum. And what?
I know your dream is to become a millionaire Uber driver, but currently you're an out of work, just starting to be an Uber driver.
Yeah, he
And
made $40. He spent 53 on detailing the
I
car.
was gonna say he spent 26 on detailing the car, on 14 on gas, $7 on Pepsis.
But it made a half a tank.
But he did have a whole day out of the house. That's the other side nobody gets out of this. Even if he doesn't make a penny by the end of this, stories and out the hell out of the house.
On a Saturday.
Meet so many people at the airport. He's got. I'm jealous because I don't like people generally, but if I only have to spend a couple minutes with them,
Right.
and I get to be somebody new every time, because every time you pick up somebody, you're like, they're like, oh, you from around here? And you're like, I just moved here from Saskatchewan, or no, actually, I'm from Uruguay.
Right.
Or, say something you can't say. Yeah, I'm from
Paraguay.
South Argentina, Venezuela.
Yep.
So
Good dove hunting down there.
my family just, they're actually, we call them landowners now. That's not what they used not, the people are on the land. They also own them. So you
Right.
call them what you want. That's what's my family there. I'm not, so things like that.
So the land people or
Landowners. And the people that work for you
people
on the
owners.
land. Whatever. Just in South Argentina, Venezuela. It's okay. Socialist. It's fine.
Lots of dove hunting there.
So much dove hunting.
Yeah.
It's socialist. It's fine.
You can't bait them in though.
You can master. There's a master art to baiting them in.
Right.
So that works out fine.
Yeah.
I think that was it. It did lead us into a top 3 list that I don't even think Andy did. Dumbass today trying to carry like 5 bottles of oil and something else in my arm. I noticed one of the caps was leaking just a little bit.
Right.
So I had 2 in this arm, the rest in this one. I just tried shifting one over to my other arm.
Yep.
One
and then
of
just squeeze the hell out of it, and then it goes volatile.
just one of them that I was
shoots
squeezing
straight
in.
up
Nope,
to the ceiling.
just fell straight down.
It's a 35-foot ceiling.
Hit the ground, like rotated once and landed perfectly on the cap because it's like a good heavy thick bottle. I speak
Yeah.
well of the oil bottle like itself. Cap
Shattered
shit,
the cap.
and just started like leaned over back on my foot and just started gulp gulp gulp. And I tried kind of catching it, and by the time this happens, I get quarter quart in my shoe,
Right.
half a quart on the floor, about a quarter quart saved in the bottle.
Well, okay, that math checks out.
Yeah, and so then the cleanup begins. I'm happen to be holding 2,
Jugs.
red shop rags because I was dusting and I was redoing our
Which
display.
don't pick up shit.
Not at all. You go to like scrape it, and it like actually made more oil. So
Yeah.
it took the oil that they somehow soak into those stupid red rags. For whatever reason, they wash them in oil, so they're more oily, brand new than like I usually get them and let them dry out like 3 days. I got a little thing I dry them on, and then they're decent rags. But somehow the oil.
So behind your counter, it looks like you're just hanging laundry
Yes.
out to dry.
Well, I usually have a pair of underwear there too, just different reasons. We talked about that. That goes
Well,
into
why
my.
are they 4XL?
Yeah. I wear them over a pair of pants sometimes. It's for when I'm doing batteries. It's a long story. But so then it dumps everywhere. And then that turns into, I think, because my proclivity or to get angry, everybody kind of went into action. They started helping. I mean, I've been in a good mood today and wasn't pissing nobody off too. So like one of the guys is out there helping me clean up. The boss was like, hey, I'll go get the mop. And I'm like, well, don't go right to it. Not mop yet. Let me get as much of the oil as I can before mop because we're just going to.
Okay,
know?
who did you like the super oil soaked rag? Did you pick one of them and then just slap the shit out of somebody with
Oh,
it?
I wanted to. I did get one of like the later on ones where I like just buffed the floor before we did the mop. It was still pretty oily. I did get like we have like this 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old.
Pop him with it?
Yeah, cart kid. I kind of got him like he was riding by.
Was it the eye or the ear?
Pee-pee is where I was going for. I got him more of the hip.
Right.
But I did one of those and I was trying to get him in the pee-pee.
Right.
But it left a little oil stain on his jeans and he's like blah blah blah. And then I showed him at this point I was walking and so much oil had dumped in my shoes. I have vents on the side of my shoes, and the oil was like squishing out of underneath my feet. So it happened like at 4 o'clock. So
Right.
it was toward the end of the day. It was kind of funny. Looked like it was going to clean up good, like mopped it up. Looked like it was drying good, and then just like
And then you
film.
walked by, and then it was spraying again.
Yeah. So
Get the old shoe spray.
it splattered so much, like a cart that was like 20 foot away had oil. I don't even know how this happened.
Yeah, you're gonna be finding drops. Of
I know
oil
we did.
for the next 2 months.
It's all over me still. Like, it's all my jeans and all that. So
Yeah.
that prompted top 3 oil spills. So that's my. I don't even know that my number 3. My number 1 or 2. I was helping my grandpa in the garage when I was like 8 or 9, 7 or 8, and it was kind of a similar. He was talking about a story, but he had one of these big oil catch basins, and for him it was probably hip level. So for me, it's head or face level or whatever.
Right.
And I remember trying to go pull it back, and it sloshed once and kind of got all over like the front of the side of my shirt and shit. So I went to put it back real quick, and then I don't know why. I thought it was spilling backwards so I went to pull it out real quick, and like the whole thing dumped all over the front of me, and just I mean, it was probably like 2.5 or 3 gallons of oil, and
Right.
old recycled oil, and with the filters and crap still in the thing. I mean, it crusties, and I remember my grandpa freaking out. What the fucking? He had just tons and tons of these wood chips, but like the real fine shaved up ones he used to start his fire with, because he burned all hedge, so he had to have something fine to
Right.
get that shit going. And I remember him having like 4 or 5 bags of that, and just, well, it's gonna waste all this, and dumping that all over there and soaking it up like. And I'm just standing there covered in oil, and made me go stand out in the snow and think about what I did. And snow will clean it off, boy.
Go out and make a snow angel face first.
And then probably my saddest one, broke dick as I'd probably been in a long time. Like, paycheck came in, paycheck's gone. I think I borrowed like $14.46 or whatever it was at that time for like they had like that 15 pack of bottles, or maybe it was a 20 pack, but of glass bottles. It was Miller Draft or something. But I had it down to a science. And I remember I knew I needed gas too, and I had $5 I'd been saving for gas, and I had $14 for the beer. And I went and got the beer first, not forgetting I needed the gas. And I'm like, oh shit, I'll just sit it on my tailgate, back up, go get gas real quick. Walked in, $5 on 3, went to back up. Somebody kind of came pulling in. I hit on the brakes. All but one broke.
Right.
It was so heartbreaking. You can't walk back into Quick Trip and be like, can I have a refund on my 19 beers? So I had one beer that cost me 14 something, had $5 in gas.
Yeah.
And I think I went and took like $3 back off of gas and went and got like a 32-ounce beer. Priorities.
Yep.
I think I remembered, I'm like, oh crap, I have 5 gallons I just bought at home of gas that I hadn't pre-mixed yet. So I had 5 gallons of gas at home. Got me through the week.
Right.
Priorities. Bills were paid. I needed some beer for Friday night.
Right.
So those are my 3. You had 3. What'd you have?
Yeah. It was. So I used to work at a grocery store, and the pallet jack. I got the pallet jack too high, so it was kind of teeter-tottery, and there was a case of poppy seed dressing crashed straight down onto the floor, and 17 jars had just broken. And so there's shit everywhere.
And dressing, it's like an oily dressing, right?
It smells horrible.
Would it be like is it a good lubricant though?
No,
Okay.
it's
Sticky. Stinky and sticky.
not good at all. So that was pretty much my evening.
How
was cleaning up that.
What was the age range?
I was in high school.
Like a hometown store?
Well, it was there in Wichita.
Where were you? Where did
It
you?
was Albertsons.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the kind of place where they're like, well, next time we're going to take it out of your check. But this time we'll forgive you, Zach.
No, whatever. The other one was when I was in grade school, I dropped a gallon of milk as soon as we got home. So luckily it was outside, but it split right up the side of it, and it was like, okay, there's the milk. It's all gone.
I do remember doing one of those in my mom's kitchen.
Yeah, but luckily it was on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that's better. Don't cry over spilt milk.
But the worst was when I was watching cartoons when I was like 10 years old, and my cereal spilled in the couch.
Oh,
So I just picked up the cereal part,
trying to eat some. You ate some of it.
and then, well, yeah, you have to eat it
Well,
because
yeah.
couch cereal's the best. But all the
Fiber.
milk that was inside the couch, I
Oh.
just left it. And then that second week, it smelled like
Oh, my
somebody
God.
fucking died in the couch.
Oh. I did have that happen in a company truck. I, some reason, stupid enough to bring a bowl of cereal to try to eat on the way to work,
Yeah.
and spilt. Like, I got the cereal gone, and I don't like drinking the milk. I was gonna go to a stoplight and dump the milk out. And certain cereal, I'll drink the milk if it's super sweet or pink or changes the color or flavor. But
Right.
it was like Frosted Flakes or Bran Flakes or something. But dumped it, a big portion of it. I reached down there with the old shirt and tried to dry some of it up, and then it was a hot summer day. Like a week later, I had my windows up,
Yeah.
and I came out there and I'm like, "The fuck died in my?" It took me forever, and then I kind of got into there and you seen the crusties all. I'm like, "Oh God,
Yeah.
I know what it is.
That's no way to make cheese.
Oh, I know what it is." Do you have any good spill stories, buddy?
Oh, I got a couple, I guess. But I guess had one wasn't necessarily a spill. It was just kind of an overflow issue that I didn't know about.
Well, I've had a couple
And,
overflow issues, but I usually knew about them. Stop.
Had an oil, one of those plastic oil catch cans, and it just in my garage.
Uh-huh.
I hadn't emptied it in a while and everything, but I wasn't taking it anywhere, dumping it or anything. But I didn't know that the furnace and everything, the humidifier unit, the drainage tube on it had clogged, so it was backing up and then dripping off of it, and I had that right underneath it. And I don't know how long it had been going on, but it had filled up with water, so water and oil had just spread all over the garage floor.
Classy.
And I was like, nice, that sucks.
Yeah.
So
That's just a ton of kitty litter. Just keep throwing it down.
Back when I was a kid, I spilled, went to fill a bucket that we had used to feed the rabbits. So I had a bag of rabbit feed. I was going to pour it in the bucket, and I don't know if I tripped or something, but 50-pound bag of rabbit feed all over the dirt, that I had to pick up. So that was fun.
Tell me about the rabbits, George.
They're delicious. And then, actually, the most recent one was me doing the staining in the bathroom cabinets and everything. I took
not the kind of staining. Not staining your
Staining
rag.
in the bathroom.
I was gonna say, I've done some
Not the
staining.
Shit on the wall,
just
didn't
the
you?
trim.
I've done some staining in the bathroom.
No,
In your bathroom.
but
Toilet's never the same.
the closet in the bathroom, the door, I needed to do it, but I wanted more room to do it, and I just didn't want to slop it all on the floor, and then have to try to wipe that up. So I took the door off, and then was able to lay it down. That way I'm not flinging crap and everything. But the only place I had was downstairs. Too damn cold to go outside and do any of it anyway. So I go down there, I stain it up and everything, and then thought to myself, well, if I want to watch TV, this is going to be right in the way. So I grabbed it and the end table it was on, lifted it up to move it over, and everything, forgetting that the entire fucking jar of stain was underneath the fucking table.
Uh-huh.
And spilled that. The part that pissed me off the most is, it's a good 1 foot round, just nice big old spot on the carpet. And we had just gotten that carpet in the basement, a couple years ago.
So
maybe?
you went around and made cow spots and did it everywhere.
No,
it's a theme.
No. What pissed me off the most is
Poked
it
out of
spilled
carpet, baby.
right next to the area rug we had down there that was kind of just basically, let's keep the carpet good in the high traffic area.
So a foot
and
over it would have spilled on it.
right beside it. So instead of me being able to grab everything up and run it outside and not have a mess, it went on the real
But you
carpet.
did eventually cut that part out, cut
No,
a piece
it's
of the
still
rug,
there, and I'm
then,
trying to try to work it up.
Oh, okay.
So
I had a time
most
where
of the little spots I got up with like WD-40.
we were redoing our house right before we were going to move out here, and there was like a gallon of paint I just opened, and we were moving some stuff in so I could paint this one last room, and I remember telling like 3 people, like, watch out, there's a gallon of paint right outside the door, watch out. And then I'm carrying something out.
Kick the shit
5
out of
minutes
it.
later, fucking kick the fucking thing all over the fucking
that's the other
floor.
one.
Fresh gallon of paint.
That's the other one. Painting in the basement before.
See,
we
I've
had
done that
carpet.
too. I've painted the basement a few times.
Before we had carpet, and
You want the white or the off-white? We'll see what comes out.
I don't know
What have you been
exactly how it happened. But
It's weird. Lately, my pee's been clear, and my number 3 has been a yellowy color. I don't know.
spilled an entire gallon of paint on the downstairs stairs, and
But then you just take like a broom and just start rubbing that in,
there was
and like it's
nothing.
a theme.
There was nothing to clean it up downstairs, and I'm downstairs.
You gotta walk
And there
through
is
it.
literally like 7 steps that are just,
Well, you do that thing where you push
quarter
against the hallway
inch.
and like hover. You guys have done that. Where
I
you,
know, quarter-inch thick paint just going blah. And yeah, I was able to jump up about 5 or 6 of
why
them.
was the paint on the
And-
stairs? Why was the paint on the stairs?
Huh?
Why was the paint on the stairs?
I was painting the walls, and I was, up the stairs.
Why was it not in a little? You should be using a basin at this point. Was it a can or just the paint roller
It
thing?
was the can.
Disappointing.
Well,
From
but
a
yeah,
guy that
no,
puts
I-
a
I
stain
had
on the
feet- I
floor,
had
I should get it.
footprints.
I should understand.
I had
it.
paint footprints, all over the
That's
place.
how it was at
That's
work
part of the
today.
theme.
There was oil footprints everywhere I went. I'm
Yeah.
trying to like not walk, and I'm hitting like rugs and trying to clean my shoes. And I put some floor dry down on the floor back there, and I'm drying my shoes in them. And I'm trying all the things, and everywhere I go, just Casey footprints.
Right.
You had some weird, off the wall and wacky, or something wild, or Andy had a couple stories from the realm of tech. But
Right.
I think he might have had a fare just beep in, so he might be having to go either do an
He
Uber.
might be back.
He might be doing an Uber Eats. He might be
Right.
going doing an airport run back out to Derby and then back out here. So
Yeah.
either way, he's got to make money. We get it.
Well, yeah. But if you enjoy what you're doing, you're never going to work a day in
Exactly.
your life.
And Andy is a people person, if I know anybody.
Speaking of enjoying what you do, man takes selfie moments before deadly shark attack.
Huh? You think like I haven't seen the new Jaws. Is there any of that? They're like,
Oh, I'm sure there is. Miami, Florida, of course.
of course.
An Oregon couple. If you live in Oregon,
Stay in Oregon.
you know,
Don't go far-
That's not your ocean.
Well,
that's
I
not
mean,
the ocean you're
At least don't
used
go.
to.
Don't go shark hunting. You know.
No, not in Oregon.
No. Oh, Oregon,
Huh.
Organi sharks. You don't want to mess with an Organi shark. No.
Honeymoon vacation in Florida took a dramatic turn of events. No shit.
Yeah.
As the newlywed took a selfie of himself just moments before he fell victim to a deadly shark attack.
Oh.
The-
Maybe hold on. Maybe he survives it. Maybe he survives it. Let's keep reading.
Well, it does say deadly shark
Yeah,
attack.
but maybe that's just a.
Let's see if we can't clear
Maybe they're
this up
foreshadowing.
soon in the
Maybe they're
short.
foreshadowing.
We'll clear this up soon in the
Some could call
story.
it foreshadowing. I don't know.
The 34-year-old insurance salesman. Well, at least he was insured.
You would hope. What if that he didn't have the insurance? But don't.
I was gonna.
It's a
get it
sham.
next week.
It's yeah, just like all of us. I was just getting ready to do it.
I don't believe in insurance, but I sell it. But I don't believe in it because it's a form of gambling.
Mm-hmm. I don't ever gamble with my life.
The 34-year-old insurance salesman died in a gruesome fashion.
Okay, so it wasn't. It was foreshadowing, and it was correct foreshadowing. Okay, deadly. Okay.
Losing great quantities of blood. That's a pretty good measurement there. Great
quantities. They didn't say vast amounts, because vast amounts would that be scarier than great quantities?
Great quantities sounds like
Gushes.
Vast amounts might be survivable.
Okay, you could survive vast
Great
amounts of blood
quantities,
loss.
deadly.
Great quantities, you're done. Okay.
Yeah, great quantities is like the.
We'll come up with a list for
Overlook
that.
Hotel.
I'm going to work on that from somewhere between vast amounts and great quantities.
Yeah, like when the elevator doors open in the movie The Shining.
Okay, that's
That's
vast,
great
great quantities. And like before it opened, or like the doors where the blood's just seeping out,
Right.
but it's flowing.
That's a vast amount.
Okay, but you could survive that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Vast amount is what happened with the knight in Monty Python.
Right.
Okay.
Transported to South Miami Hospital. Ooh. His
In
right
the
leg
ghetto.
being torn off by
People
the
are
beast.
dying.
Torn off.
Oh.
Local lifeguards were still able to bring the man into a boat to the shore before an ambulance took him off to the emergency room. Tragically, the man had been married only a few hours, died in the arms of his beloved
What a way to go.
on the way to the hospital.
Now, if we catch a 60 Minutes later on where she had a huge insurance policy on him. Hitman was a shark. Hey, what's it
Right.
going to take to give me my pay? Give me my pay.
So I'm thinking
50 clams. We talked about clams. Give me those clams. Sharky's got to have his clams.
I'm thinking he faked his death.
I don't. You can fake bringing your body in. I mean, like it said his leg, not his.
I think he faked it. Insurance salesman. So he's kind of greasy to begin with.
So you think like this was somebody else? Like I don't remember him being Asian, but after shark bites, people turn post-mortem. A lot of people from shark bite turn Asian.
Well, they look a little different because of
Yeah.
the loss of blood.
His yellow skin. He was in the ocean. Duh. Eyes slanted. Sunburn. Duh.
Well, he was in pain, so he's
Yeah, squinting. Oh,
Yeah.
he's so pain. You
But
know.
where'd his beard go?
Well, it falls off and natural in a shark bite. The venom of a shark bite often makes all
I've
hair
never
fall out.
been bitten by a shark, so I don't actually know.
Well, there's
where
not
the
a lot
beard
of
would
record
go.
of survival of shark bite. There's a few. That one chick that surfs, she
Yeah.
survived it, but I mean, she's not the same. I mean, I know of multiple people that have, I think Spider-Man was how he was formed, bitten by a shark, and then all of a sudden got spider powers.
Yes.
Famously, there's been Bill Gates was bitten by a shark, became a tech billionaire. I can't remember that Lawrence Fishburne, I think, was bitten by a shark before he got a chick pregnant. Daughter turned out to be a porn actress. There's a lot
yeah,
of
that was the land shark.
because that's a lot of different things that can happen from shark bites. You don't know. So
Right.
a person turning Asian in post-mortem, not out of the question. So he didn't survive though, right? We did establish that. We can't put a good spin on this.
His selfie was automatically published on his Facebook page,
Oh, right.
and his friends, by surprise,
Loving
even
it.
thinking it was a joke.
Yes. Just-
Watch out for that great white shark.
Oh, yeah.
LOL.
Be careful, gonna get you. Jaws. Yeah. Yeah, because if you posted something like that, I mean, those are things I'd be saying. Or Andy, I'd be like, God damn, that Uber took you a long ways out there. Or Uber boats.
Oh, that'd be a thing. Especially when you get out into international waters.
Do you
That's
want to
when all-
ride back?
That's when all
Sign
the
this.
sink or swim. That's when all the good
The implication. Are you talking about the implication? I'm not saying I'm going to kill
movie?
you. I'm saying I can.
the movie?
So whatever I say goes. Are you saying you're going to kill me? No. I'm just saying we're out in the ocean and I control your life.
Last
so-
week on Implication.
On the implication. Is that the end of it?
Yeah.
So it didn't. All
The
right.
implication. Let's
Andy had
begin.
something from the world of tech for us.
Mm-hmm.
Not all tech goes good.
Waze app directs casino-bound drivers into the wilderness.
And this also happened to him on his second fare. Here's your drop off. Sir, this is Chinny Lake.
Jackson, New Jersey, an ad in the Waze navigation app is misdirecting motorists heading to Atlantic City's Borgata Hotel Casino and Spa into the wilderness of New Jersey's Pine Barrens, police say.
Yeah, park your car. Casino's that way. got another one.
Jackson Township Police posted
Send 'em
on
back to the
Facebook that
shark.
officers in recent weeks have had to help motorists who followed the directions into the Coilers Mills Wildlife Management Area where they became stuck on unpaved roads. The wildlife area is comprised of more than
You think the casino's
12,000
down that
acres,
mud road
mainly
there?
located in
Or the sand trail? I
Jackson
can't tell. I'm
and
going down the
Plumstead
mud road.
Townships, which is about 45 miles away from the actual Borgata Casino in Atlantic City, police said.
Turn around, don't drown. Everybody, if the water's flooding by, don't go through.
According to police, the problem stems from an orange ad logo in the Waze app. And that's all the story. So that sucks.
Orange is this
I
way,
can't tell you
casino
anymore.
that way. Hey,
Oh, here it. Never
where's the
mind.
casino?
I had to
Oh.
scroll.
I'm over here now.
The address
going
on the
through a
ad is
work
correct,
zone.
but the location pinned with the ad is actually in the wildlife area, police said. Waze is working to fix the problem.
We had the same problem at work. People were going over to the school on the other side of town and calling us and be like, we can't get to you. Like, can you see me from the highway? Go that fucking way.
Right.
Oh, it's weird. I
That
mean, I know
just-
where you're at, but it took me over here.
Just park on the highway
Yeah, and walk on over.
and then climb over the fence.
Yeah, just run through traffic slow, backwards with your eyes closed.
Yes.
And come on over. Great deals and prices on affordable parts for the American man, because that's what I am and that's what I love.
Colorado man claims he was held 2 weeks as a sex slave by a grizzly bear. The cannabis sales in Colorado are doing fantastic.
But ever since Rosie O'Donnell got down here and started kidnapping people, go on.
A man from the small town of Gould, just north of the Rocky Mountain National Park, claims he was held captive and repeatedly raped by a male grizzly bear.
Again.
The grizzly bear had asked the man, "You're not out here to hunt, are you?"
You know what? This happened to me 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 6 weeks ago, a month and a half. I mean, I just keep going out there and this bear just keeps raping me. Stop raping me, bear!
It came out of nowhere
You know what? A lot of
and
people.
started running towards me. I tried to flee, but it caught me and started beating me with its front paws and wiener.
You know, listen, a lot of people go in the woods, okay?
That's how you get to see the bears.
Listen, this is how I track myself. Every couple miles, I pull my pants down and I squat. And I
Yep.
put honey on the ground, okay? And then when I'm coming back, I lick the ground every 6 or 7 feet. And if I taste the honey, I know I'm on the right trail. This is how I learned to survive in the
bear
wilderness.
ran out of the woods and punched me right in the dick.
Apparently, this thing's been tracking me, okay? Dropped my pants, went to squeal down, and guess what? Bear, wiener, and my pooper. Again.
Mr. Anderson said he feared for his life, but that the
Also-
animal suddenly stopped hitting him and picked him up in his jaws.
Uh-oh.
The bear carried him back to the nearby rape dungeon and began his sexual assaults on the poor man. The
Mrs.
grizzly-
O'Donnell, please don't. Please don't. Just smoke some of the weed and chill out, please. You're not, eat a Snickers. You're not chewing, you don't eat a Snickers.
When he dropped me in the cave, I thought I was going to be devoured, but instead
Bound.
pinned me face down with one of its paws and started scrubbing its genitals all over me.
Oh, stay there, boy. Yeah. The honey on the butt was a good touch this time.
Mr. Anderson claims he was held captive in that cave for 16 days.
Yeah, you're right. I could have left when he left out to get food, but I was hungry. He brought back all kinds of treats. Berries.
Now, speaking of treats, that animal sexually assaulted him at least 3 times a day.
Well, you know what? The first 26 times it sucked. I'm not going to lie. Toward the end, he cuddled. I haven't been cuddled in a long time. Listen,
He was finally able to get away.
married 26 years. I've only had sex 3 times. You know, I'll take 3 times a day. Every once in a while, I took a turn. It wasn't all bad. Wasn't all good. It hurt a lot. You seen a bear dick? Size in my arm. Not good. Not good. But every once in a while, I'm going to be honest with you. I got more turns on this bear than I did on my wife since we've been together. So, you know what? You go your way, I'll go mine. He wasn't happy about it, was he?
He was finally able to get away when the sounds of gunshots from nearby hunters scared the animal away, allowing the poor man to flee from his prison.
Got you two over there, bud. Had me for a month. How long? Oh, 16 days. That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Mr. Anderson was covered with lacerations and suffered from severe dehydration when he made it back to town.
How much
And
of his
was
asshole was hanging out?
rapidly transported to the hospital. In that 16 days, he did make $43 that the bear had paid him.
I was going to say, I'm not going to lie. Paid my cable bill. I'm thinking about going back. It wasn't that bad. I put the lotion on the skin and it was fine. It was fine. Buffalo Bill. It wasn't that weird. It wasn't that weird. Turns out it was a homeless guy just freaking wearing a bearskin rug the whole time. He wasn't even that big. I could have took him, but hell, I had to go home to my wife. Why? Andy, alternative 2 if Uber doesn't work out. Bear dungeon rape, you know. Do you have anything else, buddy?
No, that was the only one I found.
You guys ready for a round of Mary Berry Carey? It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm going to need paper.
Yeah, get a piece of paper real quick. I'm gonna. I thought I had some music. When my computer failed earlier, I lost my music. I had a story while you guys are finding some paper. A failed Italian job. Driver evades flaming highway robbery. And I don't think he means a bunch of like guys into guys were trying to rob. I don't think the village people were trying to rob him. Milan. In a bid to rob an armored vehicle, a gang of thieves set up barriers of burning vehicles and spilled nails on the highway near Milan, but were foiled when the driver evaded their traps, according to a news report Wednesday. The assailants, believed to number about a dozen people, fled the scene. They remain at large following an attempted robbery on a major north-south highway late Tuesday night, the news agency La Presse reported. The assailants set a dozen vehicles on fire in both directions of the highway and rammed the armored vehicle with tractor trailers, but the attempted robbery ultimately failed when the driver of the armored vehicle managed to pull into a rest area and police patrol area intervened. Photos released by firefighters showed vehicles in flames on the darkened highway. Armed bandits made off with about 5 million euros, 5.5 million. Sad when their money's worth more than ours, but that's where we're at. In a similar assault involving a burning barrier in 2014, they call it the burning barrier of 2014. Not good with names. Along the same stretch of highway. So, didn't work. They tried.
Sounds like Hillsiders.
Yeah, it's a very dark side of the highway, so they'll try and brighten it up, so just for the safety of the other drivers on the highway. So it's like, well, let's light these cars on fire so people will be able to see where the highway is.
Maybe that's what they were trying to do, and then we were trying to ram them. Snow's ahead, so you just ram them a little bit.
Searching for music for your next video?
No, not really.
Well, I was, and see, they caught me. That's when you get a little behind the scenes. And now, another round of Mary Berry Carey. The game that puts you at odds with both your inner senses and your outer senses. Would you like to marry this person? Would you like to carry this person? Would you like to plant this person in the ground? This particular round, the carrying is going to go on for a 1-year period. Everywhere you go, whoever you choose in the carries with you. Whoever you bury is only buried for a year and then comes back. And whoever you marry, they're there for life.
Might be better than the milk that was spilled in your truck and my couch.
In the first round, to stay current with the Oscars, he performed a Oscar-winning performance last night. In the first round of Mary, Barry, Carey, we have Elton John, Boy George, and George Michael. Mary, Barry, Carey. Andy, you're first.
Elton John, Boy George, and what was the third?
George Michael. Got to have faith, faith, faith. Oh. Sorry, that is me, YouTube. That is not, I'm singing that. I know I sound exactly the same. Andy, go. Who you marrying?
Oh, let's see. Boy George, because
'Kay.
I'd probably more than likely be the dude and all that. So.
Okay, that's true. That's like the bear thing. You're the bear. I got it. Who are you burying?
George Michael. I think carrying Elton John around would be pretty entertaining.
And you get to.
No, he's a big guy.
He is thicker. That's what I did. I took that in consideration with my list.
Right.
So I'm marrying Elton John because I'm in it for the money. I am burying Boy George because of the George Michael and him. He's the thickest. And I'm carrying that beautiful man singing Faith on my shoulder everywhere we go, George Michael.
Yeah,
Skid
I'm
Man.
once again, we're tracking. I'm marrying into the money of Elton John.
Okay.
I'm gonna carry Boy George around because
Okay.
he's a thin man,
Okay.
and I'm gonna bury George.
George Michael. Okay. You don't want the frizzle of his face rubbing on you when you're carrying him and stuff. And he's a hairy. I get you. That's not a bad choice. That's not a bad choice. All right. Round 2. Staying on theme of music, we're gonna do the Village People, excluding the soldier because we don't bring soldiers or Indian later on. So we're gonna pick between Randy Jones, the cowboy, Glenn Hughes, the biker, and David Hano. No, sorry, he's the construction worker. So between the cowboy, the construction worker, and the biker, who do you got, Skin Man?
I don't know. Can we just bury all of them?
No.
Oh,
And listen, I know they play characters, but application goes in. So you're marrying a cowboy or a biker. So take that in. Their real profession goes with you. Keep that in mind. That helped, didn't it?
yeah.
Okay. I'll go first. Just because I love cowboys and I've always wanted to, I'm marrying the cowboy. I'm carrying the biker, and I'm killing the construction worker. Because I feel like if I marry him or carry him, I'm going to be working, and neither way am I fucking doing that.
Well, mine were kind of similar.
Okay, but you want the
But,
construction worker.
I'm gonna marry the construction
'Kay.
worker, bury the cowboy,
Okay.
and carry the biker.
Well, you think if you're carrying him, you're going to carry him on a
A lot
biker.
of them are alcoholics and very wispy thin.
Well, and good to party with. So
Right.
you might as well take somebody like-minded. Where are you at?
Actually, I was exactly like Skin Man on that. Marry the construction worker.
Okay, getting shit
Yeah.
done.
Right.
Get the house
And
built. Get your little place.
Bury the cowboy.
'Kay.
And carry the bike.
Yeah, cowboys are outdated. I get it, but I want to marry. Everybody wants a cowboy, you know. Maybe I just got a classic dream.
No.
All right. Also keeping it current with just the one. He recently won the Congressional Medal of Freedom awarded at the whatever the other day. Rush Limbaugh, Al Gore, Chris Christie. All in the political.
Rush Limbaugh, and then who?
Al Gore, the inventor of the internet, greatest man to not be president, comes second in the 2000 runner-up. And Chris Christie, Chris Krispy Kreme.
I don't know who Chris Christie is.
Former governor of New Jersey. He was all over. He was famous for taking money supposedly to like close off highways during an election to piss people off. He's very large. He looks like his chest sits, like his belly sits in his chest. It's a weird carriage of a man. You know who he is, right?
Think I do.
Okay.
I should have went more.
I'm gonna bury Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
I'm gonna marry Al Gore.
Okay.
And I'm gonna carry Chris Christie around. It's like, hey, you think I'm bad? Look at this piece of shit over here.
Chris Christie's like 400 pounds. That's the only reason I threw that in. He's a big man.
Yeah, but he's
You're
not
gonna be
very,
strong at the
not
end of
very
this year.
good though.
You could drag him. Who do you got?
And marry Al Gore.
Yes,
for
you
money.
Yes, you are.
Internet
And
money.
yes. And saving the
And
world.
the global warming.
Yes. We're going to warm the globe together.
Bury the 400-pound dude and carry Rush Limbaugh as long as I can duct tape his mouth shut.
But where are we going now, Andy? We're going over to Chip's house. I really like his dad. He's one of my biggest fans. He donates $1 million a year. But how did you know?
Yeah, I didn't know that Chris was so big. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
So I'm going to go the other way because I want to finally be the better person in a marriage. I'm going to marry Chris Christie. I'll finally be the goddamn winner. I will finally be. People will walk around and they'll be like, Casey's he's really done good. I mean, for putting up with him for that long.
He's in it for the sainthood at this point.
I'm going to bury Rush Limbaugh because it is time. And I'm going to carry Al Gore around, and we are going to go around the world and save the world together.
Well, I heard Rush has got stage 4 lung cancer.
Well, then I feel bad, but maybe I won't have to bury him. I'll just get to be at the burial.
We just wait.
He does look. He did not look good. I'm gonna say that.
Never has.
Never has.
Never has.
Nope.
I did like it with the gold chains on. I'm gonna say with the BB mic. What's up, bad boy? Okay. But up, Brett. It's me, Rush Limbaugh. Next round. In the also relevant to the show and just all around wonderful people. None of them could see how ugly we are. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, and the man that should be tattooed on Conrad, Roddy Millsap. I'll lead this round off, obviously, because I don't get to see him tattooed on my man Conrad. I'm marrying Ronnie Millsap. Unfortunately, even though that beautiful man always has the biggest smile on his face and I've never seen him down a day in his life, I question his blindness still to this day. Stevie Wonder is going to be buried, unfortunately. And I'm going to carry Ray Charles around on my shoulder. We're going to do so much partying and cocaine together back in the day, in the 50s, not now. So, carrying Ray Charles. Who do you got?
I'm going to carry Ray Charles.
Okay.
Marry Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Bury Ronnie Millsap.
You on that same one?
Yep.
I get it. You guys didn't want to sound racist in the deal, so you had to bury the one. I get it. Yeah, I get it, man. It makes sense.
Actually,
Have
the
you
only
heard-
one I
I'm
mean,
just joking.
honestly, I'm going to show my stupidity here. I really don't know who the white dude is.
Well, he's
Tonight, just Google Ronnie Millsap
I will.
and listen to any one of his songs.
Yeah.
you'll want to
You
bury
will
him.
not make it through it.
Yeah, listen, he has had a long, beautiful music career only because he's fooled people into thinking he's blind, and so I'm with you there.
They don't listen to him for the music.
This is a long run. I got a couple more.
They
So
listen to Ronnie Millsap to just put themselves in his shoes.
here's an interesting round. You guys should know who they are, but they may not be relevant to you. Khloe Kardashian,
Never heard.
Kelly Clarkson, Clay Aiken. Mary, Barry, Carrie.
What was the first one?
Khloe Kardashian. She is one of the Kardashians. She's the bigger. She's the one that looks kind of like. She's the one that everybody thinks OJ is possibly her dad. Kind of alien looking like. She was married to Tristan Thompson
And
and
what's the third one?
Clay Aiken of American Idol fame. Openly gay. Keep that in mind. Probably puts out the most of everybody on the list. Go, Andy.
God, but I want to bury two of them.
I know. I know. I'm with you. I put a couple of them that way for that reason. That Rush, Al Gore, Chris Christie. I just wanted to marry and carry Al Gore and bury the other two. So, but Chris Christie.
Mary Kelly Clarkson.
Okay, she's a pretty girl. She's thick, but she. Who we burying?
You said
Khloe
Khloe's
Kardashian.
big.
She's a big girl. She's a
Yeah,
big girl.
I'll go ahead and bury her because that Clay Aiken, he's probably skinny.
He's frail.
I'll
He's
carry him around.
he's been thicker at times, but he's pretty frail looking.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
I'm gonna bury the Kardashian. Just
Should be done. I get
guilty
you.
by association.
Mhm.
And marry Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
And
Carry
carry
Clay-
around Clay Aiken.
Okay.
Because rather than having a hype man, I want to hate her.
There you go.
After everything that I say, I'd be like,
You shouldn't have
"It's
done
awful.
that. That is
It's
dumb.
awful." Why
Like
do
your
you say
conscience.
things like
we'll call
that?
him. You call him Clay my conscience.
Jiminy Cricket there in a backpack.
This is going to be one because I think she can divorce me pretty quick, and because she's got a long track record of failure and she's got a lot of money. I'm going to marry Khloe Kardashian.
brave man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna unfortunately bury Kelly Clarkson because other than I just don't, whatever. And I'm gonna carry Clay Aiken around again, so I'm the better person everywhere
Right.
we go.
Oh, that's awful. Why would you say that?
This one's an interesting, and this one, these people you have to take at their worst. So we have cracked out Britney Spears when she was shaven head, drunk, not wearing panties anywhere. You have drunk, thick Jessica Simpson from the passages from her book, and you have fat Christina Aguilera, and I'm talking when she was like 225, 230. I mean, that's not. I say that, but for her, because she's like a 110-pound chick. Maybe she was never that big, but she was pretty bloated for a while. And I'll go first. There's no form of Britney Spears that I would not marry. So, boom, married Britney Spears. And the only one I have a chance with is cracked out, shaved head, wacky bin Britney. So, I'm going to take my shot. I'm marrying her. After listening to passages on this book, it took a lot of deep consideration. Bury Jessica Simpson would have but guess what? Going to cover her in some nice warm stone, overlooking a vaulted ceiling, and she's going to have some warm color tones, mixed in. And then that means I'm going to carry fat Christina Aguilera, but that everywhere I go, that's the consideration. That girl's got a voice that maybe 2 or 3 singers in history have had.
Right.
I'm the loudest person in the world. Me and her going places, ain't no way I'm not controlling the room. So
Okay.
That was my consideration there. What do you got?
That's what I was. It's like, sing me a song. I'm going to carry Christina Aguilera.
Okay.
I'm going to marry Jessica Simpson.
Okay.
Because she's a little just
No, I get
lightly,
you. Yeah.
lightly touched in the head.
Okay. Perfect for you.
Kind of crazy.
Okay.
And bury Britney Spears just because.
I get it.
For grins.
No, I get it. I understand.
Trying to do the world a favor.
She's brought the world so much joy, don't you? Andy.
Yeah.
Actually, I got the same as you.
You're going to marry Britney because same thing. You have that weird thing.
She brings almond joys
And
to
if
the
they're
world.
ever going to have a chance.
And Jessica Simpson, it's going to be a pit
it needs
with rocks.
nice.
It'd be like,
Pretty
here's rock bottom, bitch.
Let me show you rock bottom. And I'm going to have the rock adder speech.
And Christina Aguilera,
yeah,
she can sing.
See, I was torn.
And honestly, I think even when she was, sizable,
beautiful,
she could still shake it.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing, though. Here's how I looked at it. Jessica Simpson was always going to be too good for me. So I was never going to have the chance in the Mary category.
Right.
Same with Christina Aguilera. Always, even when she was a genie in a bottle, when she was Lady whatever, Marmalade, just always too good for me. There was a 2 or 3 year gap where, me and Federline looked identical. So, I could have slipped on in there and been year 2 of a marriage, and she didn't know if it was Kevin Federline or me. So
that she was high as shit.
Yes, I said crack Britney. I wrote crack Britney Spears. I said, all right.
The answer was in the question the whole time.
2 more rounds, and the last one actually I don't even have a person, so we'll have to. I just wanted to get the 2 in, but this one we're going to do Bill Clinton, George Jr. and George Sr. All these are show related. All those guys in the Wichita, just superstars. We've had all of them on the show, couple reoccurring. One of them's over here now. So you leave this one off, Andy.
Oh, man.
I know who you're burying.
Actually, I would probably marry Senior.
Okay.
Barry Jr.
Okay.
And carry Clinton around.
Lightest, skinniest AIDS guy. Yeah, he's
just
frail.
be hilarious.
It's me and Bill here. Hey guys. Oh, that was my George. That's why I would carry George. Okay, go ahead. That's for me.
I would bury Bill.
Okay.
Marry Jr. and carry around Senior because he's getting a little lost.
Well, now he's completely. But I get At what point did you pick to carry him? Are you getting him like at the end where he was friends with Bill and thought he didn't know he?
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, oh yeah, we're friends.
You and him, like you're walking
we've
behind
been
people.
Friends for years.
But you're pinching people's ass because that was what he was known for. Toward the end, he would grabbing butts.
Right.
And then you get to grab him, and they turn around, and he's just standing there smiling, and he's grabbing some of them. You guys are taking turn going places at Quick Trip and grabbing butts. They turn around, and it's just you with freaking President Bush on your shoulder. So I'd marry Bill just because I want that beautiful jazz saxophone playing to me every night, and I think I could talk him into that. I'd give him a blowjob wherever he wanted. That would be the agreement. Blow him. I get a sax to bed. He just puts me off to sleep with a little beautiful sax music. I'm gonna, unfortunately, and since he's already gone, I'm gonna pick Senior right toward the end of his life, even though he was good friends with who I'm currently married to, Mr. Clinton. We're gonna bury him. We're gonna do it together, and I'm gonna carry George Bush Jr. around or on my shoulder. Just Casey, what are we doing today? Rule. Let's go paint some stuff, bud. Got any more of that wacky stuff? Makes me hungry.
Where's Ted at?
I'm over here now.
Ted's got the cocaine.
Last round, I'll have to, real quick, I'm going to try to fill somebody in here. You guys pick a name. I always pick these people, but I got two of them. Steven Seagal and Katie Seagal are my two.
Who's Katie Seagal?
Roseanne, or not Roseanne, Married with Children. Peggy Bundy.
Oh,
Peggy
okay.
Bundy.
And then third one, let's do Dog Bounty Hunter.
God.
I got it. Just because I've always had a thing for her, I'm marrying Katie Seagal.
Yeah.
I'm burying Dog.
Yeah.
Me and Seagal are kicking everybody's ass.
It's going to be a little hard to carry him, but
I will get so strong, and he'll
Yeah.
teach me so many ways. By the end of it,
same list.
Yeah.
Same list.
By the end of it, I'll be carrying him while I'm walking on my hands because I just got fucking, oh, yeah.
I'll be carrying him on my elbows
Oh,
and
yeah.
my toes.
But I choose him, hold on, though, because we get to choose him in time, from Hard to Kill right when he comes out of a coma when he's skinny as shit.
Right.
So-
Oh, nice.
I'm carrying 110-pound Steven Seagal around for a year. Hell
In a
yeah.
backpack with his wispy arms.
And I'm marrying Katie Seagal like season 3 of Married with Children when her hair's the reddest and she was the thickest. And
The higher the hair, the closer to God.
and Dog the Bounty Hunter season 1. I'm taking out. Not sad after when everybody found out he's not a good guy when he was having sex with his assistant right after his wife died. I knew prior to that it was time to take Dog out now. So that was Mary Berry Carey. That was a pretty fun one. There was a couple
A lot
interesting.
of dudes in those lists.
I know it was a dude heavy one. Next time I'll
Lot
go
of
all
dudes.
chick. I got into the dudes today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next time I'll do only gray
Wow.
hair guys and chicks.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm really into: gray hair dudes and chicks. So
So Caitlyn Jenner.
yes, number 3 on the list. Anybody have anything else?
Number 3. Not just a
No,
clever number, is it?
You're out of tech news. I'm out of sports. We got riled up in politics. Always fun. Oh, I did. We'll go out on the acquittal. So
Well, there was the okay.
well, what do you got? What do you have?
The what you missed on moving
Oh,
Mexico.
yeah. What
Moving
from-
Mexico. All the shenanigans that was
that they
going
didn't
on
get
with
to
that.
last week?
Right.
Well, we're late. We'll do it next week. We'll
Okay.
do a segment on.
So the acquittal, I knew was going to happen.
I think
I don't know
everybody.
how I knew.
I think if you were, I think everybody knew because when it was still in the House, the Senate was saying there's zero chance. Now, like I think,
It depends on which side of the Senate was speaking.
yeah, but I
It's like we got him.
But we have
and
a
then
we had
don't
but
got
we had a
him.
majority that basically we had to have 4 flippies to even have witnesses, and there wasn't even, I mean, it was I think most intelligent people that kind of pay attention to.
So it's like we're not going to call witnesses. That's because you don't have any witnesses. Hey, shut up, you.
Well, and that's what's torn because then and I know the Mitt Romney thing's the weird thing because he's the outcast now because he voted because I think he truly. I mean, I think if you're a reasonable, decent-minded person, you can see just from watching a little bit that there was definitely norms broken in how this was done, trying to get information, all of that. But I think also if you're a reasonable person, you realize it wasn't going to be enough in a more majority-controlled House, and it was a failed attempt at not a coup or whatever they want to call it, but at a throw of power. I mean, it really was, and I don't root for that guy to be in power, but I don't root for him to be taken out of power the unjust way. You vote. You. Now, I also do agree, sitting from everything I've heard and from hearing, I watch all sides and read whatever I can. What he did has never been done that way either. We have channels of opening investigations, and if there was a there for the reason they said he called, I swear to God there would be an investigation going, because we just closed the 15th one on Hillary for the same exact fucking thing. So you're telling me they have power right now. If they could investigate, they would, so there's not a there on either side. It was one failed attempt at getting information on one, the other people seeing an open opportunity to throw dirt and cloud on a guy right before an election, and they both had, and it, like I said in my intro, it actually probably empowered the Trump people, and who was the front runner leading up to 2 months ago, Biden. It took the wind out of his sails because,
well, here's one take I have on it.
Okay.
You have all these people sitting there going that, the reason Donald Trump wanted to find out about this
Those are the uh-huhs.
is because he wanted to get dirt on him to sabotage his election, or his
candidacy
his
or whatever.
campaigning,
Yeah,
and everything. And I personally don't think he's that smart.
I don't think he is, but I think the people around him are. The reason,
but if you
listen, but
everything I've
you're
read
right,
and
I
heard
agree 100%.
about his phone call to the people over there, it didn't sound like someone feeding him a line to try to get information.
But it does sound
hey,
like somebody could have fed him prior to, because
I
think
to
so.
me it just sounded,
because his people wanted it. Giuliani wanted it. Giuliani has come out and admitted since that he did. I mean, what was happening was happening. Giuliani is over there running an investigation separate from our government, trying to find dirt on Biden. That is going on
for corruption, not to I mean. Yes, it's going to ruin his chance to become president if you find out that he's
But exactly
been
what they said
but
happened on the phone call is going on.
It needs to be fucking
You're
happening.
right, but why they knew this? Giuliani said he knew this
but
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Their whole party is sticking on the point just because he did it.
They were doing it right before. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it on either side. They were doing it because, yes, they are smart enough to try to get dirt before an election, because he is by far the strong runner, because the Obama coalition goes with him, and that's what they hate the most. So if you can honestly look at me and don't think it was that, then I think they did win. They did win at tricking
they're
you.
Giving him too much.
But if you also
credit.
can try to come at me and say that
really, that's my take.
But if
they're
you can honestly come at me as a
it.
Democrat and say that the Democrats truly brought him up on crimes they truly thought were going to stick and they truly thought he was going to go out, then I'm also going to fucking laugh at you. I think it was the political system we are in is, yes, that is Giuliani tactics. That is Bannon tactics. That is what got him in the White House. Yes, they were doing it, but I don't think it's not been done before. And I don't think it was enough to take the guy out of office. I mean, if Ukraine's not willing to come up and say it was that much, they are.
Was that?
Dart fell. They were admitting that, everything that was said on the
mountain lions in here fucking with shit.
It was right on tape. I mean, what happened, I think, truly did happen. I just don't think it ever was going to rise to the point of convicting him for that. I mean, it was, to me, in the scheme of things for American standards for the world, it's worse than a blowjob in the White House, but it's not worse than covering it up, lying about it for as long as he did. I don't know that the original guy, the guy I'm married, my husband, is impeached if he just comes out in the very beginning and says, yeah, I did. Look at her. She's ugly. Yeah, I did. What's it gonna fuck her? So I don't, I truly, but I don't hold, I think that's his way. I mean, he's not your normal politician. He won, and that's where, as much as I dislike the guy as a person, as a shyster and as a whatever the hell he did to trick that many people into believing he was this great guy and he did great. I respect, ultimate, and he's still got people pulling. And the other side just keeps bringing up idiots. So Gary Johnson again, here we go. But I watched all the same thing. I'm not, no, I wanted, I'm not, from watching it from this point of view and everything I've seen is it just definitely seems like there is a there. There was just enough a never there to, to do anything about it. And there's career people, which there are also career people that don't like Trump that are coming forward. I mean, and a guy he hired coming forward saying, I mean, yeah, this was implied that this was going on. I don't know what the phone call said. I mean, we were doing this behind the scenes, but if you're giving a country a bunch of money, you might as well get out of them what you want. I mean, if you're the leader of the free world, I don't fault it.
Well, the other part of it was, not, holding back the military aid.
Yeah.
And it's like, why was that?
And that's the side about that is,
and nobody really knows.
That goes back to even, I guess, to me, kind of what's been wrapped. And I think the Democrats, that's one thing they've done a beautiful job of over the last 3.5 years is always wrapping everything back to Russia. Because even with this, they were able to spin this back to Russia because it was military aid that he was withholding for them fighting against Russia. And the other side.
Russia sounds so harsh. Let's call it the new good communist.
There we go. There you go. I like that. Democratic socialism and new good
communist. It's
Rushed
new
in.
and it's good. It's got to work, right?
Well,
better than the old one.
I'll say this.
Let's vote on it.
He won
Shut up.
He won election by 96%, so he must be doing good. Right? Last time we talked about Russia, I got hacked, but hey.
Oh.
Hey, Iowa, get your
squiggly lines coming up?
Get your caucuses straight. I mean, your curvy caucuses all over the map. That stuff just helps even so much more when you can't even run a straight caucus, and it's just embarrassing. New Hampshire, hopefully yours goes smoother. We need a good democratic process to decide which dumbass is going to run against the other dumbass in the dumbass election of 2020. Because so far, I keep waiting for the candidate to show up.
Right.
I keep waiting. Like, where's Jesse Jackson? Is he not running this time? Can Bill Gates run?
He said
I don't
he'd
know.
Never run again.
That's true. I do remember that.
Of course, he said that every 4 years for 20 years.
Where's Al Sharpton? Where's Al Cowlings? I mean, he drove the juice to
They're
safety.
hiding in the woods because all the dirt everybody's digging up, and they don't want it pointed at them.
Are you saying he was the bear in the woods in Colorado?
Oh shit!
Could have been.
Where's the Rock? I mean, surprise me. At this point, what's it matter? I think I'm starting to like Amy Klobuchar. Look her up.
He's in.
She reminds
Spain.
me of my aunt. Pay attention to Amy Klobuchar over the next week. Tell me if she does anything for you, if it moves or anything.
Flexing, use a hater boy, paper boy, always getting paper.